thank you so much for clicking on today's video. If you're new here, then welcome. My name is Caroline and it is so nice to meet you. And if this isn't your first time here, then welcome back and thank you very much for your continued support. So, the time that I'm filming this, it is March 26th. It's a Thursday in the year 2020. And it is 7 o'clock p.m. on the dot that I'm starting this video. And for many of you guys watching this video, that might be a very sensitive time of the year because this is when a lot of college decisions are coming out. Columbia comes out exactly at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like right now, people are checking their decisions and logging on to the application portal. And I know a lot of other Ivy League schools and other colleges as well are sending out regular decisions now. So you guys got this. I just want to say a huge congratulations and welcome if you were accepted to Columbia. I'm so happy for you and I can't wait to see you on campus if you decide to matriculate. And for those of you who are still waiting on some college decisions, know that you'll be fine, you'll do great, and you'll succeed wherever you go. And so today, given the circumstances, given the time of year that it is, I wanted to do a Q&A on Columbia, answering some of the most frequently asked or most burning, is that a word? Most burning Columbia pre-frosh questions that I know that I had before coming into Columbia. And so some of these questions actually came from you guys who commented down in the comments below. And so thank you guys for that. I'm just gonna pull up some questions and let's get into the video. Question 1, where is Columbia? Hopefully you guys know if you applied because location should be something that you guys are considering when applying to colleges. And that is Columbia University in the city of New York is located in the city of New York, aka NYC. And more specifically, at least our main campus for undergraduates is at Morningside Heights, which is kind of uptown-ish of the Upper West Side and a little bit downtown of Harlem. So this is a very culturally diverse area and it's very enriching to be able to go to school there. Is it hard to make friends at Columbia? Definitely not. It is not hard at all to make friends. New York City, the types of people it attracts, there's so many types of people from all over the world, other countries, different backgrounds, things like that. So I think that, no, you will definitely find friends who have the same values as you, speak the same languages as you. You guys will definitely find friends that will make you feel like you belong and that you have made the right choice. Third question, what is your favorite dining hall and what would you recommend there? So this is kind of like a revised question. Someone asked me in my, I think, day in the life, pre-Thanksgiving day in the life video, what my favorite building was and what foods I liked here on campus. And so favorite building is really hard. I don't know. I think it depends too because there are a lot of different factors that I must consider when considering my favorite building. And that would be like if there's a library in it, if there's food in it, if there's, I don't know, if I have classes in it. So I'll think about that and maybe get back to you guys later. Favorite dining hall though, people who know me will know that I am the type of person who will sit in a dining hall and just do work there because I feel like I find that I get work done in dining halls. There's also lulls in the day where the dining halls are pretty empty, so it's a good place to study. Kind of like the library, but the libraries are really full almost all the time. First year, I was a huge Ferris fan. So in Ferris, what I would recommend, so at the pasta bar, sometimes you're not feeling too hungry, but you want some like marinara sauce and vegetables and meat and stuff. So you can ask for pasta without pasta. Just say that you want pasta without pasta and they'll be like, okay, what ingredients do you want to add? So you can just choose if you want corn, if you want peppers, if you want broccoli, white. I don't know why I thought of corn first. And then they'll ask you the type of sauce that you want, so you can just get a bowl of nice and hot vegetables and meat if you'd like. They also have a lot of pizza. I've only had it once there, but it looks pretty good. They're very creative toppings there, like chickpeas and carrots, like baby carrots, which I find it's very entertaining. They also have a new vegan bar for those of you who are vegan or vegetarian and are interested in trying that out. The food there is pretty good. And they have a salad bar, they have alternative milks, which I appreciate. Yeah, a lot of great variety. And their dessert display is always on point. It is so beautiful. And when we have holidays or celebrations, they will have certain themes in the dining halls So I actually, like, as a sophomore now, I really appreciate John Jay. Because I live in Hartley, John Jay, Hartley, and Wallach are actually all connected. Just between Hartley and Wallach, there's like a little like outdoors place that you have to cross, but Wallach, you can go directly into John Jay and you don't even have to leave the building. In John Jay, I like the Grain Bowl station. They have like a hot meal station, grain bowl station, sandwich making station, sushi station. They also have a lot of desserts, and the nut butter display. There's like different types of peanut butter. I didn't know there were so many kinds. There's like honey peanut butter, there's chunky peanut butter, there's different types. They also have marshmallow fluff, which is really cool. We have 3 dining halls on Columbia's campus, so that's Ferris, John Jay, and JJ's. And JJ's, at least from what I know, people mostly go there after all of the other dining halls are closed, so probably after 8 or 9 p.m. But JJ's is open 24/7, except, oh no, I would say like 22/7, because it's open every day, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. That's when they clean, so that's the only time that they're closed. So yeah, it's really convenient. I had chem lab until 10 p.m. my freshman spring, and so I would go there after for dinner. And it's nice because it's like people who are eating there, it's a very relaxed environment because people are just hanging out late night in a school. Alright, so check it out if you ever get the chance to visit. What are your thoughts on the core curriculum? So this question was actually asked also in one of the comments down below by Leona. So thank you for commenting that. And at the time, I replied to your message or her message, just responding with like a... Sorry, the power of my gimbal died, so I'm gonna change the setup a little bit. So I hope you guys don't mind. Is this okay? Alright. Personally, I really enjoy the core curriculum, and the core is a large motivating factor for a lot of students when they're applying to Columbia. And so this core that I'm talking about is the core for Columbia College. So there are actually 4 undergraduate colleges within the university. So under this umbrella, there's Columbia College, which is what I'm in, Columbia School of Engineering and Applied Sciences, Barnard College, and the Columbia School of General Studies. And I can make a more detailed video about the requirements for these schools or just like the relationship between these schools. If that's something you guys are interested in, let me know. The basic premise, the foundation for the core, is wanting students to have a more holistic experience. So not if you're a science major, not just taking science classes. If you are an English major, not just taking English classes, but kind of integrating and creating more interdisciplinary connections. It's like the gen ed requirements of a lot of different universities, except it's more structured. I feel like it builds community because you are taking the exact same classes, not just similar type classes to fulfill a certain requirement, but you're taking the exact same classes as your peers in, for my case, the class of 2022, at the same time. And so you guys have a lot to talk about outside of class. The most important thing that the core has taught me is how to think critically and how to question your preconceived notions. So of course, like anything else, the core is challenging. I personally didn't have experience reading any of these works by Locke, by Burke, by Plato, or Aristotle. I never really had the opportunity to explore those in classes in high school. So this is it was like a first exposure to me. And definitely at first, it is very intimidating. Going into Lit Hum or Literature Humanities, you're gifted with a book, maybe like this thick, or maybe like a little bit thinner. But I was gifted the Iliad, you guys are probably going to be gifted the Odyssey. The class of 2023, I know, was gifted the Odyssey. And so you're supposed to kind of finish an entire book within 1 or 2 weeks, which for me at least, it was really... I was like, how could I do this? But after a while, you learn how to read with intent, if that makes sense. You learn what to look for, you learn how to read quickly, but still understand the message that's being sent. And so I feel like from September 2018 to now March 2020, oh my gosh, March 2020, I feel like I really grew a lot as a humanities student. I actually came into college thinking I would be a strict science student, but now I really enjoy both. So yeah, the core really opened my mind to my academic potential as a student, also kind of just allowing me to see the world with with brighter eyes and a more open mind. This year, it's actually the core centennial, which means that it's been 100 years since the core curriculum started. And so the core is also constantly evolving to be more inclusive of different identities. And also, I think it's really great that the committee is taking feedback from professors and from students on developing what this literary canon should include. So kudos on that. So if you guys want to hear me talk some more about the actual requirements and the classes we need to take and when, let me know, comment down below. This next question is something that I bet a lot of you guys are thinking about, especially if you've decided on Columbia already, and that's what's the best residence hall to live in your first year? And so this question's gonna be hard to answer because best is a very interesting qualifier. It's a very subjective qualifier depending on your values and what you want out of your first year experience. Columbia is great because it has its fair share of singles for first years, and it also has doubles if that's something you're interested in, also suites. I knew I wanted a single, and my first choice was actually a Fernald single, and that's what I got, and I'm really happy about that. I wanted AC, which Fernald has, and I wanted a space where I knew I could focus and study well and do well academically. Definitely, I think one big piece of advice I would have is definitely check out the Columbia Housing website. They have a lot of information about the community inside these residence halls. Really big pro tip is be practical. Like, think about where you want to live, not just about where the parties happen or where you think your friends will be. Think about the really practical things. For example, do you want a communal bathroom? Do you want to live in a suite and share a bathroom like that? Do you want carpet on your floor? Do you want a wooden floor? And that's not even a joke. How to maintain cleanliness. It might be, for example, more difficult to clean a carpet without a vacuum versus a wooden floor, etc. Things like that. And so yeah, that's something if you want to be very practical, which I recommend that you be, something to think about. At Columbia, there are stereotypes surrounding the residence halls and perhaps the personalities of people who live in it, but I feel like my advice is to not get sucked into that. Just choose somewhere where you want to live. Okay, so this one is actually going to be the last question for today's Q&A because I know that you guys are busy people and that you have things to do. Let me see, which one? There are so many questions, but let's see. Okay, so this one might be something that you guys aren't really thinking about, but just considering the fact that the meal swipes that are offered at Columbia is like buffet style, so you have unlimited options. How do you stay fit and how do you stay healthy physically and mentally at Columbia? One resource that I really like is Dodge Fitness Center. So that is our gym. It has a pool, it has squash courts, it has basketball courts, aerobics rooms, and ping pong tables and fun stuff like that. So that is Dodge Fitness Center. It is not like a regular walk-in on the first floor gym. It's actually in the basement, so it's underground, and the pool is like way underground, so that's really cool. The hours are actually pretty flexible. I think most days it's open from 6 a.m. to 12 a.m. On some weekends it's open a little bit later, like 10 a.m. and it closes a little bit earlier, like 10 p.m. I would say. But it's a really great resource. Also, it's covered in your Columbia tuition, so you don't have to go off campus to have access to a gym. And there's also beautiful parks. Central Park is right near campus, so you can go there, get your morning jog in, and then come back and go to class at 10:10. But yeah, so that's some tips on how to be physically fit at Columbia. That's gonna wrap it up today for our first Q&A on Columbia University. Let me know down below if you have any other questions or concerns or comments or advice that you'd like to share for me. Down in the comments below. Did I say that already? Ignore me. I'm hoping to make this kind of like an ongoing thing where like an ongoing dialogue between us, where if you guys have questions, I'll address them, and then if you have more questions, then I'll address them as well. And yeah, hopefully some of your burning questions were answered, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hope you enjoy my headband. This is different from the last one. If you want to check out my last video, I had a different version of this. So yeah, alright. Bye for real now.